Okay, yes, so the quiz will be after class, okay? Yes, it will be on Quizzy. So let's start the class. Last time we stopped on Kingdom Planty, if you remember, okay? And there was few things which few students have asked me, okay? I think I should make it clear. Remember that last time I told you that all the living organisms, so LO means living organisms, they are made up of cell, okay? And the cells I told you have a lot of tiny structures, which we're going to study in Unit 2 of your biology book. They have a lot of tiny structures, and those structures have special name known as organelles, okay? Organelles or organelles, whatever you pronounce, both the pronunciations are correct, okay? So, organelles. Now, and then on the basis of those organelles, we have divided on the basis of these organelles cells into two categories, correct? And they were eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells, correct? Eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells, okay? Now, as most of you know that eukaryotic is a cell which have a special organelle which is called as brain of cell known as nucleus inside it, and prokaryotic doesn't have a nucleus inside it. No nucleus, okay? So no nucleus, okay? They don't have nucleus. They don't have the brain of the cell, okay? Now, the other important thing is that as I told you, these organelles, okay, most of the organelles, okay, here, they have a protective membrane around them. Protective membrane around them, okay? And we call them, if they have a protective membrane around them, the organelles, we call them membrane-bounded organelles. What are they called? Membrane-bounded organelles. Membrane-bounded organelles, okay? So remember that in eukaryotic cell, we have nucleus. Yes, nucleus is a membrane-bounded organelle, okay? Remember that in eukaryotic cell, we have nucleus and all the organelles, or most of them, are membrane-bounded organelles. They have membranes. They have a protective layer around it. So membrane-bounded organelles. But prokaryotic cells, they don't have nucleus and they don't have a membrane-bounded organelles, okay? They don't have membrane-bounded organelles. Yes, even though they have a protective layer outside the cell which protects the cell, and which most of you were telling me that is cell membrane. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, may I see thumbs up? Excellent job. So this was the story. Any questions now here? Exactly. Yes, don't worry, we will discuss all of these organelles and the structure of cell in our unit 2, okay? Now, let's dig into the topic, okay? So we could start. Okay, now before we go to the topic of kingdom fungi, I want to talk a little bit about the topic of nutrition. Again, I'm saying you that there will be a complete chapter coming on it, so I'm not digging into details, but I think you should know a little bit here so the topic will become easier for you, okay? Remember that nutrition, are types of nutrition, okay? You would say mainly types of nutrition. There are two types of nutrition, okay? Yes, the way the way organisms take their food, there are two types. Okay, the first one we call it autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. Okay, the second one is called as heterotrophic nutrition or heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Okay. Now, what is autotrophic nutrition? Okay, here the rule of biology comes in. You just split the word, you see the meaning, and you got the definition. So auto means over here, auto mean by itself, such as automatically, okay, itself, okay? Well, trophic means feeding, okay, or nutrition or nutrients related to food, you could say. Okay, so autotrophic means it's a nutrition where organisms make their own food, okay, make their food by themselves, okay? It's a nutrition, okay, in which organisms make their own food, okay, make their own food. Okay, is it clear? Yes, autotrophic nutrition. Now, the organisms which take the nutrients through autotrophic nutrition, they are called as autotrophs. What are they called? Autotrophs. Okay, so the organism which do so, they are called as autotrophs. Okay, is it clear? Excellent. Now, hetero, the word hetero means different. What does it mean? Different. Okay, different. Okay, trophic again means feeding. Okay. Now, what does heterotrophic means? These are, what is heterotrophic nutrition? Heterotrophic nutrition is a type of nutrition where organisms do not create their own food, do not make their own food, do not make their own food, but they rely on other organisms that take food from other organisms, okay? So, it's a type of nutrition, in which organisms, okay, feed on other organisms, you could say, or other organic substances. Organic substances mean other organisms, okay, as I have explained about organic stuff in the last class, okay. Organic substances or other organisms, or other organisms, you could just write. Now, the organisms which follow heterotrophic nutrition, they are called as heterotrophs. What are they called? Heterotrophs. So here they are, heterotrophs. Okay. Now, if someone asks you that humans are autotrophs or heterotrophs, you could simply say they are heterotrophs. Is it clear? May I see thumbs up from everyone if this concept is clear? Excellent job. Now let's move on. So autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now, autotrophic nutrition only have two examples, or there are two types of it, you could say. I'm drawing here a little bit. The first one, you know, excellent, all of you know it, and you type it, photosynthesis. Okay, and the second one is chemosynthesis. Chemosynthesis. Okay, we will talk about chemosynthesis in a while. Okay, but there are two examples. Photosynthesis, where the synthesis happens, where the food is created by plants, correct, through sunlight, air. Chemosynthesis, where food is created through chemicals, you could say. So chemosynthesis and photosynthesis. Okay, so these are the two things. How about heterotrophic one? Let's see. By the way, if you need some fancy definitions to it, they're here. So autotrophs, auto means self, trophs means feed. Use simple inorganic. What does inorganic means? They're not related to living. They're non-living, such as photosynthesis. We need, what are the main ingredients of photosynthesis? There is water, correct? And it's carbon dioxide, and it is light, correct? So these are some organic substances. Okay, and chemical energy is needed for chemosynthesis. Heterotrophs obtains energy through intake of and digestion of organic substances such as animal and plant. Now, heterotrophs are further divided. Okay, we have three main divisions of heterotrophs. Okay. There are three main types of heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, guys, as yes, you are saying correct in the comment section. The first one is Holozoic, if I'm not wrong. Holozoic nutrition, okay? Second one is Saprophytic nutrition, okay. And the third one is Parasitic nutrition, okay. So these are the three types, and let's dig in. These three, as I told you, belong to heterotrophs. So this means that all of these three, in these three nutritions, the organisms will feed on other organisms, but we have a little difference to it. So let's start and check that one out. Okay, let me show you. So here they are: heterotrophic, Holozoic nutrition, okay, saprophytic nutrition, saprophytism or parasitism, parasitic nutrition. What are they? Let me start from parasitic nutrition, okay? Now, parasitic nutrition, it's a type of heterotrophic nutrition, parasitic nutrition. But over here, what happened that organisms, okay, Okay, they feed on other living organisms. They feed on other living organisms, and they by themselves are also living. Okay, so you would say they are living on livings. Okay, yes. And one of the great example are is mosquitoes. You could say mosquitoes. Okay, have you seen small mosquitoes in your life? Yes or no? Yes. What do they do? We are living. Okay, let's suppose here one of my student is standing. Okay, and here a small mosquito comes in and bite him. Okay, this mosquito for sure he will drink the blood and will be chilled out. Okay, feeling happy. And this who is living, do you think that one this mosquito sucks the blood, this person will die? No, the answer is no. Both of them are living, but still, this mosquito is feeding on the organism. So this type of nutrition is called as parasitic nutrition. Okay, is it clear? Any questions here? Yes, exactly. Lyses or lice, whatever you say, those ones are also a great example of it. Second one is saprophytic. What happens in saprophytic? Let me write it here so you could know. Okay, what happened in saprophytic? Organisms, okay, the sapro ones, saprophytic. Organisms feed on dead organisms, okay, dead, okay, or decaying matter, decaying, which is in the process of death, you could say, decaying decaying matter, okay. Organism feed on dead. In parasitic, organism feed on living, okay. In saprophytic, organism feed on dead. Both are the types of heterotrophic nutrition. Is it clear? One of the best examples here is fungi. Remember, we have discussed a little bit on that, but today we're going to dig in detail. Okay, the third one is Holozoic nutrition. Okay, now what is Holozoic nutrition? It's just a fancy name to a simple concept. The organism feed by ingesting solid organic matter, which is then digested and absorbed into their bodies. Okay, so ingesting solid means that, let's suppose we eat chicken, okay, or humans eat plants, correct? All of these are solid substances. We make them or we put them inside our body and then they get absorbed. This type of nutrition is holozoic, okay? So parasitic means living on living organisms, okay? Saprophytic means taking nutrients from dead organic matter by staying on them. Holozoic means just ingesting a ingesting solid organic matter. It should be organic, such as chicken, plants. Humans belong to this category. Okay, so these are the three types of heterotrophic nutrition. Is it thumbs up for everyone? Any questions here? Oh yes, it is an interesting topic, Zoo, but we're gonna start doing it very soon. Yes. We have a complete chapter on nutrition, plant nutrition and humans nutrition for IGCSE, okay? Okay, so let's start our journey to kingdoms now, okay? So we will discuss, as we discussed last time, about kingdom fungi, kingdom animalia, and the other kingdoms. We will do the next one now. Okay, now before I go to the next one, let me check here. Okay, can you see the screen? Yes. Okay, so fungi. Okay, now remember that for a very long time people thought that fungi are plants. Okay, they have classified fungi into the category of plants. Okay, and then after that they realized no, fungi have some qualities similar to plant, but some of the qualities are similar to animals. So we cannot put them into a plants category, plants kingdom, or animalia kingdom. So they made a separate kingdom for them, and that is called as kingdom fungi. Is it clear? Yes, this is the story which is written here. Okay, so for a very long time fungi were classified as plants. However, we now know that they are really very different and belong in their own kingdom. Okay, they have some special qualities. Okay, for example, Okay, they are multicellular. Yes, we know them. They have many cells. Excellent. They have nuclei. If they have nuclei, do you guys think that they are eukaryotic or prokaryotic? Excellent job. They are eukaryotic. They are eukaryotic. So they are eukaryotic, okay, and they are multicellular, okay. They have cell walls not made up of cellulose. What does this statement mean? I will explain you in just in a second, okay? Before they do not have chlorophyll, so this means they don't have a green color pigment, so they could not be placed in the kingdom of plants, okay? Because plants have chlorophyll inside them, okay? Thirdly or lastly, they feed saprophytically and parasitically. Did you got the concept? Because I just explained you they feed parasitically, they feed saprophytically. Now let's come to the concept that have cell walls not made up of cellulose. Here, remember guys that in animals, okay, and in plants, okay, let me make a space for this one. Where should I go? Okay, why not here? Okay, now here I told you that there are a lot of tiny organelles, okay. So this is the plant cell, correct? This is a plant cell, okay, and this one is an animal cell as written there. Now plant cell, can you see they have this orange color boundary, okay? It's a protection layer which is called a cell wall, okay? Exactly, they have an extra protection layer, you could say, okay? The first one is cell membrane, okay, but they have an extra one which is called a cell wall. Plant cell wall is made up of a substance which is called as cellulose, okay? It's a sugar. We will dig inside it and have a lot of information, okay? Yes, it's a sugar, but so, okay, but fungi also have a cell wall, but their cell wall is not made up of cellulose. Their cell wall is made up of a special material named as chitin. Okay? Yes, chitin, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. Yes, chitin, but I think I'm spelling it wrong, maybe. The spell is wrong. Okay, chitin. Now it's clear. Yes, so it is chitin. Okay, so that's why they could not be placed in the category of plant T. Excellent. Over here, that's why they're saying that fungi have cell walls not made up of cellulose, not made up of cellulose. They are made up of chitin. Okay, is it clear? So that's the reason. These are the minor differences. If you look the structures, you could say externally they, as people thought that fungi are plants, but when they dig into the structures, when they saw their in anatomy or when they saw their inner cellular structures, they were different. Okay, is it clear? So here is the structure of one of the fungi. Okay, so let me explain the structure to you so that it makes sense. Okay, but remember that how does they look like? Okay, how do they look like? Is that, let's suppose over here this one, this brownish color, it's a piece of bread, okay. How do they feed on it? That they will take out these branches. Can you see these ones? Okay, these are called as feeding hypha. Feeding hypha means, you could say, these look like roots, okay, which will take all the nutrients, okay, to absorb all the nutrients. Once they absorb it, they will take to this one, which is called as the stem-like structure called as aerial hyphae. Aerial in the air, hyphae is the name of the structure. They will go. And then we have a ball-like structure known as sporangium. And they have spores inside. What's the function of the spore? Let's see here. By the way, guys, see this one. Okay? See this one. This one over here, if you see, human, yes. Oh, okay, we're gonna look at it, okay? Yes, okay, now back to the topic. Here, if you see, we ingest food, okay, and then we digest it, correct? And then it goes to our cell, and in our cell, it gets absorbed and other things happens, correct? Where it is used for energy. But for the organisms such as fungi, what happened? That first of all, they will decay the food. Okay, can you see these picture of strawberries? They will decay the food. First of all, they will decay it. Okay. Once they decay, okay, what will happen? And then they will absorb the nutrients from it. Okay, so this is called as extracellular digestion. This is called as extracellular digestion. Okay. It's a type of digestion. How does that happen? Extracellular means outside the cell. The digestion doesn't happen inside the cell. In humans, it happens inside the cell, okay? But over here, extracellular means that outside the cell, outside the body, they will first digest the food and then they will absorb the nutrients, okay? Now, as I told you, the structure of sporangium, remember? Sporangium, there was a structure, okay? This was aerial hypha and then it had roots, okay, feeding hypha. This sporangium have a lot of spores inside it, okay? What will happen that they will spray, you could say, they will spray spores on this structure such as berries over here, and then they will decay the matter. Can you see? Once it is decayed, they will absorb the nutrients through their feeding hypha, take it here, and then this is how the structure goes. Is it clear? The extracellular digestion and the digestion part. Okay, now first of all, let's have a quiz on Quizzy. I'm sending the link so I could know that whether you are doing it perfectly or not. Then I will start the other kingdoms, okay? If any of your classmate is not doing good, everyone have to suffer, guys. I'm telling you. We will not move on until all of you are finished or until all the concepts for everyone is clear, okay? Excellent. Let's try. Okay, guys, I hope that you all enjoyed the quiz. It was fun, okay? For sure, we're gonna make it every day. Okay, before winding up the class, I just need your 2 or 3 minutes, okay? Because there was one question which Fatima asked from me, that was about what are the differences of my monocots and dicots, okay? And I think I should elaborate on that. The first difference, remember, that we learned about monocots and dicots was that monocots have how many cotyledon or how many baby leaves? Excellent, just one. And dicot have 2. Good job. Dicot have 2. Okay, so this is it's like this. Okay, dicot. Okay. The other differences are about roots. Let me talk about. Monocots have fibrous roots. They have fibrous roots. Okay, fibrous roots. Okay, while dicots have tap roots. Okay, tape roots or tap roots. What does that mean? Okay, now tap roots is an overgrown root. Okay, it's an overgrown middle root which have small branches coming out of it. Okay, like this, which will go deep inside it, inside the soil, and absorb nutrients. While monocots, they are different than tap roots. Okay, they don't have an overgrown root. They just have a root which is a part of the stem. Okay, there will be a root which is a part of the stem like this, and there will be a lot of small branches coming out of it like this. Okay, and these cannot dig deep inside, okay, inside the soil. I think I didn't draw it well. I will show you a picture here. Can you see? Okay, a taproot, there is an overgrown one and it has small branches coming out of it, okay. While fibrous, can you see? Exactly, they have small branches like this, but they just have a small root here, okay. So this is the difference, okay. Taproot is for dicots and fibrous root is for monocots, okay. Remember, this is the first difference. The second difference is about their leaf pattern, okay. Let me show you the difference on their leaf patterns. Let me erase it. Okay, now in monocots, the leaves are like this, okay. Do you all believe that all the leaves have small veins inside them or lines inside them? Excellent. Now in monocots, those lines are parallel like this. Those lines are parallel like that, okay. While in dicots, it's a typical leaf which we draw in our drawings like that, okay. Exactly like this, okay. So they have the parallel ones, the monocots, while dicots have the branching ones, okay. Is it clear? And to give you a clear picture, let me show you here. Okay, so this is a monocot one, a grass. Can you see parallel lines? And in dicots, they are like this. Is it clear? Now, the last difference which I want to tell you is about their flowers, okay? The petals in monocots, okay, and in dicots. Let me just erase from here to make some space. Okay, now the petals in monocots, okay, they are multiples of 3. What does that mean? So there will be like 3 petals, okay, like that, multiples of 3, or there will be 6 petals like that. But in dicots, there are 5. There are 5 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, there are 5. Now to give you a clear picture, again, let me show you here. So there are 4s or 5s in dicots, like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 petals. In monocots, there are multiples of 3 or just 3 petals. Okay, so these are some other differences. Okay, first of all, we talk about their seed or their baby leaf, which they just have. In monocots, there's just one seed or just one monocotyledon. Dicot have 2 inside them. Monocots have these one fibrous roots, okay, and dicots have taproots, okay, and monocots have parallel veins leaf. Dicots have branching ones. The petals of monocots, they are multiples of 3. The petals of dicots, there are 4 or 5. They come in the pair of 4 and 5. Okay, so these are some differences, okay, which I want to elaborate. I think now you guys are good to go. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Yes, for sure, we will ask